Welcome to this tutorial on creating a Google site very quickly. So we're going to go to sites.google.com and it'll bring you to this page. And if you already have a Google account, you can sign in just by using your Google account name and your password. I'm actually going to tack on some stuff. I have a separate business account that I have linked up with Google, so you wouldn't need to put @Gmail or @anything else here. It's just your username and my password, and we would sign in. So this should get you to this next page, and whenever that pops up, here we go, it's going to look like this. And they have this little infographic here that kind of makes it makes sense as to what you can do with the Google site. So your website, think of it in terms of blocks on a page. So you lay out a full page with a bunch of different blocks that are different elements of the site. A lot of my sites are left bar linked or right bar links, and then you have like a bigger block. Like here we have a big block on the left that gives you area to put content in. So we're going to create one, and we're going to create one from scratch. There's blank templates, or you can browse in this gallery to check out maybe schools and education templates. The bad thing about templates is they give you a lot of extra stuff that you might not need. So if like you select this, you might not need all of these little areas that you want to plug in, but it just gives you ideas on what you can do. So we're going to start with a simpler site, a blank template. I'm going to name this site example. And then this is the URL how you can get to the site if you wanted to link it out. So you would copy and paste this whole thing /example, and that would take you to your main site's page. And we can link that off of a number of different directories on our school website and get students to your site. And then we can select a theme. There's all different themes here for colors, and this is we'll do something simple. And more options we're just going to ignore right now. This is kind of a way to give more information about your site where you can give different categories and a site description. But we'll ignore those and just create our site. So every time you go to your site, you'd be able to sign in and edit the content of the site that is presented to the public. So with websites, you got to get used to the idea of there's like a back end that you edit and only you see, and there's a front end that is seen by the public on the internet. So here's a basic blank site right now. We have this left bar area where there will be links eventually, and then we have this right big area where we can put content. So here, this little pencil is how you would sign in. So if you're already signed into your Google account, it says it up at the top here, and you could click edit a page. It's loading the editor right now. Everything's moving a little slow right now because I'm also recording video to do this tutorial. Okay, so here where you're editing the page, this is a simple rich text editor, RTE. You may be familiar with RTEs on different websites, for instance eBoard or SchoolWires has these rich text editors where you can kind of arrange your content in a familiar way that you would see in, let's say, Microsoft Word. And you can also, if you wanted to get into the coding of the page, you can go to the HTML side of the page. It also gives you some smart functions like linking, and you have the ability to insert a bunch of stuff like images and different types of videos and gadgets, and we could talk about that kind of stuff later, but YouTube videos and that kind of stuff, that's all in the insert area. So wherever you have your cursor, that's how you would be able to insert things. And that's kind of the gist of a Google site. You'd be able to quickly create something like that. So we'll talk more about how to set up your links and other content in the right sidebar later. This is just to get you up and running so that we can begin the discussion.